In a glamorous penthouse apartment on Sydney Harbour lives a man with a dark secret. His neighbours are wealthy merchant bankers and socialites. But Lafrust Leighton is a former South African mercenary and still very much in the guns for hire business. United Nations arms investigators want his assets frozen and for him to be subject to a global travel ban.
He's an unusual person in that he's an ex-special forces guy, and he became an executive of a mercenary group that ended up negotiating contracts with various governments.
The last 2 decades have been very good to Lafrust Leighton as a South African Defence Force, and went on to join a notorious covert unit known as the Civil Cooperation Bureau, or CCB. The CCB was responsible for a campaign of bombings and assassinations of political opponents of the apartheid regime.
Some members of the Civil Cooperation Bureau did commit acts of sabotage and did conspire to commit murder.
The Commission found that members of Region 6 of the CCB were involved in planting a bomb at the Early Learning Centre at Athlone in Cape Town.
During hearings of South Africa's Truth and Reconciliation Commission, Lafrust Leighton was named as the handler for a CCB assassin. The assassin was jailed for life after shooting dead an anti-apartheid campaigner in Johannesburg. After the collapse of the apartheid regime, Leighton and some of his former colleagues went on to form the infamous Guns for Hire outfit known as Executive Outcomes.
Executive Outcomes is what would be termed a private military company that hires mercenaries. Lafrust has been involved with Executive Outcomes from its very beginning. He was active in Angola, but also later in Sierra Leone. In fact, he was the one that provided the entry negotiations for Sandline into Sierra Leone.
A few years later, Leighton offered his company's services to help secure one of the largest copper mines in the world, in Papua New Guinea. The PNG government had been fighting a protracted conflict with rebels, which had shut down the giant Panguna copper project. In 1997, they struck a secret deal to bring in foreign mercenaries. It became known as the Sandline Affair, after one of the companies involved. When the deal became public, it brought down the PNG government, and Leighton's men were held under house arrest. At the height of the saga, Leighton spoke with the ABC's 7:30 program.
Prof. Leighton, you've been